Hey guys, Hook to Clash here, and today we're going to do a quick recap of the 10 versus 10 Town Hall 13 war between Tribe Gaming and Brazilian Effect. As you can see here, Tribe got the win. It looks like it was a blowout, but honestly, after 5 attacks, this war was really close. It was 11 all, and we were only just up on percent. So it's a lot closer than it looks here, but yeah, we pulled it out in the end, clutched up towards the end. So GG to Tribe Gaming, a nice try to Brazilian Effect. But as we remove this, look at this, guys. I played in the Tribe Gaming lineup. Yes, I played with Tribe Gaming, guys. This is pretty cool. I haven't actually played with like the main team before. So as you can see here, it's like a lot of their main team. It's a few of the I Am Crying guys and a few of the Dark Unicorns guys. So Tribe's got a really good 10 versus 10 lineup here. Those are 3 elite teams that make it up. And we're just going to go through all the triples here. As you can see, we didn't triple any of the top 4 bases, but tripled the bottom 6. So we'll literally just go from top to bottom here. And you can see Elliot coming in here with the Queen Charge Hybrid. I know, right, guys? What a surprise. And what's Elliot going to do on this attack? So as you can see, and for those who have recognized it already, sorry, this base was used in the INTZ first alternate attacks war, but we were kind of worried that they'd baited that exact Zap Lalo that that alternate attacks tripled with. So what Elliot's going to come in here with is he's going to try and wall break right here on this Expo and try and get his queen into the core and kind of hybrid around this way. But we're going to see that the wall break doesn't work very well for him. So he comes in with the blimp here. This blimp was meant to get the town hall just to take a lot of firepower off his queen. But look at this Sam, guys. The Sam ruins the blimp and it gets so close, but it just doesn't quite make it. You can see the sneaky gobs there are running away from the town hall. That's really unfortunate. And the town hall stays up with like 40% health, guys. So it's not just like it's a one shot. It's got a lot of health left. So Elliot's got to deal with it accordingly. And he will pop his queen ability here rather than use the freeze. And you can also see he misses the wall break. Turns out he had to pop queen ability. I guess I got that wrong. But it actually ends up working really well. The queen ability gets the town hall. Look at this. This actual wall break, although undeliberate, is actually going to be really good. And I actually said to him at the end of the attack that getting this wall break and having the queen bounce out rather than going into the core was probably better for him. The only problem is he'll deal with the CC a bit later, but that's okay. It's about 1 minute 30 here. So we tell him to get his king down and get the hybrid started. It's not the best hybrid path through the base. You know, you could have better pathing, but as long as he gets some good splits, which he does, he gets some really good splits on this, this base will be pretty convincingly tripled. So as you can see, his queen's just pulling out the CC. He gets a rage and a poison down perfectly, then the heal. So clutch, doing multiple things at once. Look at it. He got a heal, rage, and poison and freeze down almost simultaneously. So really fast fingers from Elliot there. This tornado in the core is kind of negated by the Warden ability, and he's kind of lucky. Look at this. Look at the single up here. That's probably a little too thick, but the single up here just barely goes down. He has plenty of miners in the core that just gut that out with the heal spell, but it's honestly that single going down that makes this attack work. And as you can see, his king's still making a nice funnel, so it's always nice when the king behaves. And he's got the freeze here to deal with the single. And this base is pretty wrecked at this point. It was a really nice plan. Yet again, I feel like I say this all the time about Elliot, guys, but how many of his attacks do we see where the queen doesn't go do exactly what he wants, but he still makes it work on the fly. He adapts as well as anyone I've seen. So GG to Elliot. That was a really nice triple, man. So we'll move on to the next one. And yes, I am one out of one with Tribe Gaming, guys. Maybe I should never do a hit again. And we're actually going to pause this one here. We can go through the plan. I'm going to make this the pen a little bit smaller. I hope that's okay with you all at home. So what I saw on this base, you'll see lots of anti two star bases, sorry. And generally one of the best attacks against it, and we've seen it a lot in the World Championship qualifier, is Yeti Smash. As we can see here, that's what I'm coming in with. Yeti Smash seems to do really well against anti-2-star bases because you can come in from just about any angle. So what I saw on this one is if I could Warden Walk all of this trash down here and then use a King and Siege Barracks to clear this, but also, sorry, I should take that out, also clear this air defense. They probably won't get the D storage, but as long as I get the air defense, that's a pretty nice funnel. And I'm pretty sure that I can wall break this wall here because this is a really long wall length. And that kind of opens up the base. And as you can see, because there's open walls like here and here. I don't really need to jump out of the base. The Yetis will safely jump out of the base for me. So what I decided to do, sorry, I shouldn't have gotten rid of all of that. What I decided to do is, rather than bring a jump, I actually bring a quake for all of this. Because I just wanted to ensure that the Yetis go to this town hall, because I was going to bring 9 hogs and the siege barracks early. So if the Yetis don't get the town hall, the attack's over. So it's much safer to bring an earthquake, because Yetis and queens especially are much more likely to obey broken walls than a jump. And because of that, because I only need 4 earthquakes, it's fine anyway. It's the equivalent of bringing 2 jumps. And then, because it's all open, the hogs will come out of the siege barracks and they'll kind of clear this top single. I'm not worried about this multi over here because it's a multi versus a Yeti smash, and a multi doesn't do much versus that. So the only real problem area was going to be this single, the RC, and the ground warden. And I was just going to hope that I had enough Yetis left over to deal with it. So we'll get the attack started here. This was the first Yeti smash I'd done in months, by the way, guys. But what really inspired me to do it was, if you've watched the qualifiers from this month, there were a lot of Yeti smash attacks and they were reasonably successful. So as you can see here, start the Warden Walk, and because it's a Yeti smash and not Super Witches, I can take a lot of time with this Warden Walk here. And I think I take like 40 seconds for it, and it's really nice because this because the expo just here, because that expo is on air, well, we can have a look at the range here, sorry. It doesn't really cover my warden, so my warden can kind of chill. Look at those healers. They try to go to the wizard, but thankfully they didn't. So the warden's not really taking much damage. I don't need a rage for him. He's going to take out the arch tower there, and as long as he's not dealing with like 2-point defense at a time, you generally don't need a rage for him. And so we're just kind of hoping that ground expo doesn't get in range, but it's not particularly close. And as you can see, we started with the king and the siege barracks early, get the wall break in nice and early, and I deliberately send another party whiz over from the left-hand side here. Sorry, let me remove the circle, just to ensure that air defense goes down, because by having that air defense go down, guys, it makes the pathing for this Yeti smash so good. And look what the quakes did. Aside from just damaging the buildings there, it just opens the entire base up, and we are just moving through this base really well at the moment. Pop the warden ability early just because I could see my troops kind of splitting apart, and I didn't want them to be splitting apart without the benefit of the invincibility. As you can see, we have a whole bunch of Yetis rerouting from the left-hand side here to meet up with the hogs. The hogs are doing supreme work, and thankfully my queen took all the healers down the bottom. Normally you don't want the queen taking the healers, but if it meant she could take out that multi-inferno, that's really nice. And look at this, guys. This base is just wrecked. We've still got a few hogs. We've still got like 2 or 3 Yetis up. Queen ability, RC ability, 2 freezers. Like, this has been properly wrecked. Was pretty happy with this hit, but it's honestly, Yeti Smash these days can still wreck bases, but you have to pick a wise angle to come in and just have really good base identification. And this was the perfect base for it. Anti-2, where we could reliably funnel them in, and we could deal with all the Infernos quite easily. Plus, there was only 2 singles, which is obviously nice for a Yeti Smash. So we're going to move on to SLS here. This is starting to look like an I Am Crying showcase at this point, rather than a Tribe Gaming War. I promise there's triples from non-I Am Crying members later on. As you can see here, he's coming in with the drag bat, and in true SLS fashion, I trust you. I can tell you guys this, his bats do hit an air bomb, but he still triples this because he's a god with drag bat. So he starts his king and queen down the bottom. Look at that. He gets to deal with the Tesla farm really early on, and it's kind of easy to deal with. The Ice Golem dies quickly, yeah, but if you told me you could get like a Tesla farm just with an Ice Golem and like your heroes anyway, that's huge value. The RC up the top got all that she needed to get, and look, this queen and king are going to get 2 air defenses, guys. That's huge value. This hound's going to be annoying, and he smartly pops queen there, guys. And by popping the queen there, it stopped the hound. As you can see, it kind of hesitated afterwards, which is perfect. Unfortunately, the queen's not going to be able to take out the hound because there was no damage on her essentially, so she could have, but this headhunter comes out. But it's actually also kind of nice because he's going to pull the hound away from the drag bat. Make sure you always bring a couple of archers with the drag bat, guys. I can't recommend it enough. And look at this, it doesn't look like a particularly safer attack, but because he invested so much on the funnel, Like, the drags are going to consistently stay in the center of the base. There's nowhere else for him to go. So he knows that he can pop that Warden ability slightly later. And there you go. I think the blimp hits a tornado here. It does. But as we were telling him this when it was going in live, there was no SAMs near the blimp, and there was no single on the blimp. So even with that, it was never really in doubt that the Town Hall was going down. And then he starts it's a bat wave, but it looks like a bat bomb on top of that air defense. But have a look at this dragon, guys. This dragon at the top's about to pull a red bomb. 3, 2, 1, bam. He loses so many of his bats, guys, but look how much his drag's got. Like, he really didn't need any of these bats. The bats come down and help out and finish the base. I'm not sure if he even used... No, he does use these freezes. He doesn't swag them. He needs to use them to deal with this hound here. Because look at this noob archer at 430 here, guys. I have no idea where he put the archer there. The smart play would have been to put it, like, all the way over here so that you could lure the hound away. But, oh well. Didn't stop the outcome of the attack. This base was pretty wrecked, considering his bats got next to no value. It says how good the drag pathing is, and it shows how good drags are and how well they'll behave if they don't have to deal with the sweeper. And if you make a good funnel for them, they won't, they won't screw you over. But if you don't make a good funnel for them and send them into a sweeper, drags can be pretty mean to you. Here we go, a non-I Am Crime member, Lexnos himself. This was the last attack of the war, and this was a really nice hybrid. Yet again, things don't go perfect in this attack. It's all about what differentiates like a lot of the elite players from the good players is when things go wrong, how do you deal with it? And as we're gonna see here, Lex is a pretty big noob with these freezes, and look at that. He pops, we'll slow it down to 1 times again, sorry guys, but he has to pop Queen ability, 10 seconds into the battle? Like, it was ridiculously early, but he's still making the most of the charge. He set up a really good funnel for this attack. That's going to help his Queen charge in here. He gets down the Eagle really early. Look at that CC, guys. They ran a few of these CCs with like 5 Headhunters, a Witch, and a few Gobs. It was a pretty good CC, honestly, because you don't often get the poison right on the Witch. So it's just another alternative CC should you guys need a CC that's not just Hound and 2 Headhunters. It's just another option for you all at home. But as you can see, he's already used 3 Rages and he's only got 2 freezes left. So his Queen, he'll use 1 freeze for her to take out the King. But his Queen's value is done. There is absolutely nothing more she's getting on that base. And Lex is okay with that because he's just going to hybrid through the entire base. Look at this, guys. As soon as you get healer switches, and he deliberately gets the healers in this Warden ability, by the way, guys. So 200 IQ move there from Lex. But as soon as you have a healer switch onto a hybrid, man, the hybrid gets so much stronger. It looks like he's not going to be able to push through this, guys. But honestly, he gets through it, not like ridiculously comfortably, but it wasn't really in doubt towards the back end of this attack. He puts a really good heal here on the right-hand side, because that's where the most of his troops are, and all of them there were particularly low health as well. And look at these healers. They're helping out the RC, and she's going to need all of this help as she steps up, deals with the single Inferno, takes it out, and she's going to take out the rest of the base, and the miners are just going to go on to early cleanup duty. It wasn't particularly close on time. I think he had like 7 seconds left, so it's like close, but it was we were pretty sure he had the attack at this point. So GG to Lex. Yet again, guys, don't give up on an attack just because the Queen charge doesn't go perfectly. You can always, especially with hybrid, you can always turn it around if you stay calm and composed. On to the next attack. It's Serg. Oh my god, it's another I Am Crying team member tripling. Honestly, the I Am Crying members had a good war. The only one that didn't triple was Nicholas. So yeah, Nicholas noob there. So what Serg's going to do on this, it's a Zap hybrid, guys. And this is the perfect base for it. Because as we can see, look at that. He's going to get, you can see it now, just before he gets rid of it all. He's going to zap 2 expos and a single. That would have been an absolute pain on this walk. And by getting that, he can kind of walk the Queen up whichever way he wants. So I think he wants her to go left. And then because this wall here, this wall here is long enough, he is able to wall break on this builder hut here. Sorry, the Queen walks the other way. I got it wrong, guys. But the same applies. He's able to wall break on this builder hut here because the wall's long enough. And he's going to get even a double layer wall break right in here. so that the queen should go in and get the town hall really nicely. As you can see, the air defense stays up by like a sliver there, but he sends 2 hogs onto it. The first hog unfortunately gets sprung, which is pretty funny. Just happens, but as long as you're watching, he sends a second one, gets the air defense down, and it kind of forces his queen in. And then because of all this, he's able to use his king and his siege barracks essentially to clear all of this stuff. And look at how nice the pathing is through the base, guys. Like, there's absolutely no doubts or no questions as to which way the hybrid's going to go. Unfortunately, though, the king goes a bit crazy on this attack. We'll see that later on. Unfortunately, that headhunter gets nothing and actually steals a few of the healers. But that's okay in the end. He pops queen nice and early just to be safe. And he's going to push up through the base. But have a look at this king, guys. This king has, like, negative IQ. Look at this. Bam. He's back inside the base. Completely unnecessary, but it doesn't matter in the end. As you can see, it gets awkward here dealing with the CC, but thankfully there was no hound in the CC. Honestly, if the hound in the CC would have been worse, because the hound kind of holds the queen and the RC up. But he's just able to push through the base. As you can see, there's not a lot of base left, and he's still got, all 4 of his heroes up and quite healthy. This king's just... Look at him. Look at him there. He moved outside of the circle. He's on an absolute mission, guys, to go exactly where Cirque doesn't want him to go, but he's still got the Royal Champ ability. We're actually worried because there was this Tesla farm over here, but he stays calm and he hangs on to his RC ability till the very end, and that means she can take out the Troll Tesla. That's one of the downfalls of Troll Teslas at Town Hall 13. The RC, if she survives to the end, can take them out quite easily. And look how many miners he has up, guys. I'm not even sure he lost a single miner. Even with his king not doing good funneling for him. And we'll move on to the last triple of the day. This one's going to be by Sharso. For the record, Sharso is the... he didn't even know this was a semi-final, guys. He wasn't even on voice for this attack. He just assumed it was a random war. Absolute pleb. But he comes in with a really nice attack here. And look at it. He's bringing 6 zaps and a quake. Not your 7 zaps in a Quake normal army. And why is he doing that? So he's going to use 5 zaps to take out what was the scatter shot there. I can't remember what he got in these 2 buildings here. Sorry, that's an awful X. And he's hanging on to this 1 lightning and this 1 poison because honestly, it's the best way to take out headhunters in a CC because he hasn't zapped this CC. And because his Sui is going to be nowhere near the radius of the CC, because as we can see, the radius is kind of like that, he's going to need to deal with the CC on the fly. So by using this poison and the lightning, it's the safest way to ensure that you take the headhunter out, because you can use the poison to slow them down, and then the lightning to just zap them out of existence. So as you can see, he's dealt with the CC there. The hound's coming in, and he will soon be dealing with the headhunters with the Lalo, but he's gonna nail this lightning, guys. It was actually a really good lightning, and this was honestly one of the worst CCs you can run into for this sort of attack. There was a baby drag, like the Inferno baby drag, and the headhunters, but he uses the poison on the Inferno baby drag, and look at this zap on the left hand side. Bam! Gets both the headhunters. If you didn't see that, go back and watch it. It was at 11 o'clock on the base. Just takes it out really nicely, and this poison basically solos that Inferno baby drag. That's another downfall of the Inferno baby drag. Look how many balloons he has left up, guys. And he's actually going to get assisted by this tornado here, because look what this tornado does. It kind of splits his loons up, because they were kind of clumped in before, but now they're going to spread out nicely, get a nice loon split. He's got a freeze. He doesn't need it. He knows it, but he uses it anyway just to be safe. Really nice hit by Sharso here, showing that Zap Lalo, even though a lot of people have learned to defend against it, Zap Lalo is still very possible on a lot of the bases. You just don't necessarily have to zap the CC. So that's all the triples from the tribe side there. Yet again, GG to Brazilian Effect. They had 2 1-stars, hence why they only got 20. So the end of the war just didn't work out their way, but they're still a really good team. So GG's to them, and well done to Tribe. So they'll be in the grand final for the TWL at some point. I don't know if I'll be playing that, but I certainly hope I will. And if I do, I'll bring you all the content from that war, because it's always fun bringing some Tribe content to you all. If you enjoyed it, like and subscribe, obviously, and hopefully I see you soon.